Yeah, that's true. I see. I had the day. I sandwiched it between days off. That was
Yeah.
good. All right, fuck it. Hello and welcome to the Rat Nest Podcast, episode number 55, with my boy Jim Cox.
What up,
Hey,
everybody? Very, very special episode of Rat Nest today. It's just me and Matt.
we've done a couple in the past, and I think we'll probably do more in the future. And it's kind of nice just to say what's up with you, dude.
I
Once
know. I
once
love
every
it.
20 hours of recording, we get to say hi to each other.
Yeah. Whenever we see each other, we never actually get to catch up. And I mean, we really don't get to catch up today. We're here with a purpose. We're going to promote this May 28th Rat Nest Art Fest. So, I mean, it is shameless plug, but I love you, bro. Good to see you.
I love you too, bro. Yeah, it's going to be fun. We got 1 week from tomorrow, May 28th in Redlands, California. We will have an artist and vendor showcase that features some thrift store pop-ups, smash burgers, plant shop, beef jerky.
We got
handful,
DJs,
we got
cocktails.
music, we got drinks, we got amazing artwork. Come out and support if you're in the Inland Empire. It's a short drive to Redlands, 12 to 6 p.m. So Memorial Day weekend, May 28th. It's going down in the club.
131 Cajon Street in Redlands.
131 Cajon Street, right downtown Redlands.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's
yeah, man,
it's the
good.
Masonic building.
It's a Masonic Lodge. Jim's a Mason.
We
Just throw
got
that out there. I think
dining.
we've said it before.
I don't think we have. I think that's the first time everyone's finding out.
Oh, really? Oh, maybe. I don't know. I thought we had mentioned it. And of course, the wind's picking up, so my voice is gonna fucking suck out here now.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah, this is great. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine, bro. I'm sure everyone can hear you fine too.
All right. If it gets too bad, or if I start cutting out, let me know. Yeah, we're very excited to put on this event. It's our first one in the new space. We've been in this office since the beginning of the year, basically.
Yep.
And we finally get a chance to do something, to have a little fun with it.
Kind of our introduction to Redlands in the area. We're trying to make a splash. We want to get that's why we got as many of the local vendors and artists that we could here, so that we can say like Redlands Rat Nest is here. We're here to help, and we're here to stay.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. I'm very excited. I wish I could have been more hands-on with the promotion side of it. It's been a lot of social media and just kind of mentioning it on these platforms, but I think there's enough people from the area that it'll attract, some heads. I don't think it'll be the biggest event ever, but it's our first one. We're gonna figure everything out this time.
That's right. So thank you to all the vendors and artists that are involved, and thank you to you guys who are going to support and come out. Thank you in advance. Let everybody that you know is into art come around. It's going to be a fun ass day.
Yeah, it's free for all ages. Like we said, there's going to be cocktails and beer, I believe, for 21 plus if you have your ID. We'll have some burgers there, some grilled cheeses, and come hang out, see some art, listen to some music, and bring the kids. We'll have giveaways and raffles, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. So Matt's been really handling the artist side, and I've kind of been more handling the logistics of the building and getting the space set up and everything. So Matt, can you give everyone like a rundown of like who's going to be there, like the variety of artists and vendors that we've got showing up, just so that people can see like how the range of what's going to be there. It's not just going to be paintings,
Yeah, absolutely. It's we'll have a booth set up. We'll kind of be the first one you run into when you get into the event space. You can check in with Rat Nest, get some raffle tickets to throw in and support what we're doing, since it is free. That's kind of going to be our way to make a little money back, or if we make enough, we can do something with it that's fun. Anyways, we have comic book artists, we have more fine painters and sculptors. There's going to be street artists. I don't even know, like, I guess, where do we start? We start at the top of the list. I've been doing artist profiles on Instagram every day. We'll keep doing them every day until the show. First one I did was on Shayna Turin. So You can listen to her, I think, in episode 32-ish, right around there in the 30s.
Yeah, middle of season 2.
She's been on the cast, so look up that one with Shayna. She's a teacher. We grew up in the same area, went to different high schools, but we're always familiar with each other and did art shows and stuff like that throughout, I guess, our early college years. I moved to San Diego. She's been in Long Beach for a while, but she's going to cruise out. She does amazing sculptures. She does paintings.
Super talented. Yeah.
Kind of does it all. Shayna, when we were in high school, I mean, if you listen to the episode, we probably do talk about this a little bit, but she was just like the punk rock kid. Like she had pink hair and like spiked it, and just everyone kind of knew her because she had like a wild style, right? Mm-hmm. It was crazy because when I was young, I was like, we were friends, but like I didn't think that like 20 years later I'd still be talking and hanging out with Shayna. Like it's super.
Like, shows together. Yeah. It just went from music to art now.
Yeah, it was music. She was in a bunch of bands. I remember when we were in a band, we would play with the Calicos, which was like her band that she was in at the time, like 3-piece kind of like prog rock band. Super cool. So she is nice enough to agree to come out. All the vendors too. Thank you so much, all the artists. It is free to them, but it is also sacrificing their time and effort to come out to Redlands and do this thing. It's not like San Diego where I can get 15 artists together that all live in a 5-mile radius. It's asking a lot for some of these guys to come up. We got Charles Globitz coming up from Tijuana. So that's a whole day, he's making a weekend out of it and going to enjoy some time with the fam and hang out with us and do his thing.
I'm so stoked that Charles is making the trip up here, like to get a chance to hang out with him and actually, sit down with him for a while. I'm looking forward to it. He's, a lot of people don't know this, but he's kind of the accidental brainchild of the podcast. He definitely put the idea in Matt's ear that got the entire snowball rolling that got us to where we are today. So he definitely a godfather of the rodents.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, he's been inspiration to me. Like I said, I've said this so many times, but he was my teacher at community college when I was just some scumbag that would rather ditch class and drink 40s with my friends instead of, actually doing anything productive in my early 20s. And he was a teacher that would make fun of me, dude, and talk shit. And like, he knew what was up. It's like your parents. It's like teachers and parents know, they see all these kids. You're not getting anything by them. Right. I'm asking to get an extension on a project because I was partying and now make up an excuse and he'd give me the extra day or whatever. I don't know. He just got it. He's down from day one. And we've always just kind of kept in touch. I've always harassed him about doing art shows and projects I was involved in. And it finally just kind of came together. The beginning of the pandemic, he needed US distribution for all his comics and art. And I was starting Rat Nest. So it was serendipitous in a way. And he approached me. I don't think I could have scored like an artist of that caliber at that time, but it really was, what's the little fish that sucks on the big fish? Like, yeah, not codependent, but like symbiotic.
Bro, you cleaning his scales.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm the little sucker fish on the shark.
No, he really is on that other level though. Like his art, the way that he does his distribution, like every part of him is like super professional. He's he's a pro for sure. Absolutely. And we really did get to like look to see what he was doing and kind of model after it. He was doing it right. He was being successful. And it was a real easy, like, oh yeah, there's a model that we could take a look at to continue up.
Yeah. And it's not like too tricky. I mean, it's like pretty DIY still. It's like self-publish your shit, get your shit, like lay out and do all your own work and don't pay someone else to do work for you. Get it to the printer, get it printed as cheap as possible on a, professional production level, and then pound the pavement. Try to sell them online, try to get into comic book shops, try to get any of your friends to put you on a show or a table at an event. It's all the stuff that we do as artists anyways. It's like that shit never goes away. It's like people that get deals and stuff might have a broader range of access because of money, but ultimately you get you get out of it what you put into it.
Same process. Yeah, for sure. And it sounds a little like, it sounds funny, like, oh, all you have to do is do your own layout and do this. Like, it does take a lot of investment in yourself to learn how to do the layout and to get the confidence to say, you know what, I don't need someone to proof this. I proofed it and I know that it's good,
Yeah.
And that it makes you a multifaceted artist, or it forced us to like really look at the business side of things, and as well as like, all right, this is our idea, what we want to do with the artist. How do we do it? And how do we do it sustainable to where we can actually push forward and keep the momentum, rather than just kick a ball and have to keep kicking it until it gets where we want to go,
Yeah. Like, I mean, I learned pretty quick when I started this. Like, I think the first wave of stickers I did for people, I didn't have any machines yet. I went through a third party to get them done, and I didn't shop around. I didn't really get the resources that I could have used to make it worth doing for people. And I paid premium prices, and the stickers are great, whatever. Like, the quality is great, but you can get just as good quality if you know where to look for a lot less money. Yeah. And it's stuff like that that's going to hang you up. Because if you're paying out of pocket or breaking even, there's only so long you can do that.
Right. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. I'm stoked. Like I said, I'm stoked that Globitz is coming up, and the work that he puts out, like his books and his comics are just like top notch. Like,
yeah, totally. I mean, they're fun to look at now still. Like, I've been looking at his work for 15 years and I'm still just blown away by it. Like, it's constantly impressing and inspiring me. So fucking come check it out. It's rad.
Yeah, and all of his stuff is available at the Rat Nest site. You can go get all of his books and comics there at ratneststickerco.com. But I would recommend, if you have any interest and you're in the area, come and meet him. Come and actually talk to the guy when you buy the comic. If you have the opportunity, instead of trying to just buy it online, 100% recommend coming and shaking the guy's hand and even getting an autograph on the book, because that totally. His status is just rising every day, man.
I'm going to just keep hyping Charles up right now. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but I'm going to fucking say it. He just got an amazing opportunity to be a part of the George Lucas Museum that's being built out in LA right now as part of their permanent collection for Latino artists. So that just shows you the caliber of artists. And, he's coming to do this small event in Redlands with us. And it's humbling and awesome that, someone of such caliber like fucks with us.
Yeah, it is. So much respect to Charles, man. Thank you, Charles, for being a part of what we're doing and letting us kind of ride your coattails.
Hell yeah, man. And I hope we're helping out too. I hope that there's no like, why aren't these guys doing more or whatever. We're try to push him as much as I can. We're getting in other areas of the country, into local shops with some of his work and some of the work from Argle Bargle Books, with Christopher Sporandio and Jonathan McBurney, who we've had both on the podcast. And we just, independent shops, Philly and Partners and Sons. We got stuff going out to Desert Island Comics in Brooklyn. Another shop that the name escapes me right now. It's in upstate New York. And then locally, we'll be getting into a shop called Quest in Redlands here, and hopefully Secret Headquarters and shop called Quest in LA as well pretty soon. We're working on it. We're working on some stuff.
Yeah, definitely don't want to get ahead of ourselves and count the chickens before they hatch. But right now, Rat Nest, we're doing a lot behind the scenes to try and make sure that we're not just giving the artists a small platform, but that we're growing that platform at every chance we get, so that these small DIY local artists can become, the next big thing and get their stuff out there. Because, man, some of the artists, every artist that we've interviewed is extremely talented, and every single one of them deserves your eyes and deserves to get their stuff seen in the hands of people that care about comics, because it's phenomenal. And we see it every single episode that we do. Every time we work with a new artist and put something new up, it's obvious this needs to be out in the world. This needs to be way further than just their local city or just their local shop. And we want to help, man. So when you're supporting and just listening to these episodes, you're doing a lot more to support a comic book and an artist than you know.
It's true. This is like our telethon right now. We're like, for the price of a comic, you can support a local artist in need.
I mean, I did say at the beginning this was just going to be a whole bunch of shameless self-promotion.
No, it's good, dude. No, it's interesting to us. I think that's why we do it too, is to talk to people and get a different perspective, especially from all over the country. I guess at this point you could say we're worldwide. We've sent stuff overseas to Europe. We've had Jonathan McBurney from Australia on the podcast. So it's we're getting there.
That's right. And not to speak out of pocket, but Rat Nest may be going to New York City this summer. We may be coming to a city around the U.S. near you and not announce it till we're there. So if that happens, keep an eye out, because who knows where the rats will pop up.
Yeah, dude. I'm trying to pop up anywhere. If anyone has recommendations of spots or connects in any cities around the country that are doing cool shit, hit me up, ratneststickerco@gmail.com, or on Instagram, DM me, ratneststickerco, and let's talk. Let's put some stuff together. Let's help each other out.
All right. So getting back to some of the artists that they're coming up this next Saturday, May 28th, Rat Nest Art Fest in Redlands, California. We've got artists. We're going to go through some of them. So actually, you mentioned earlier San Diego. We've got like a handful of artists coming up from that area that are actually taking a lot of time out of their lives and bringing a car full of stuff to be able to table and come up, just so that because they want to expand their customer base too, or not customer base, excuse me, I'm business mind, but they want to expand their fan base too.
Yeah. We got I think 4 artists from San Diego coming up, which is awesome. It's about an hour and a half drive from San Diego to Redlands. So they're sacrificing that time and energy, like we said, to come up and support us by doing the event. I got the amazing street artist. Been friends with him for a while now, and always been down for the cause. Dude paints like all the time. Like every time I've ever hung out with him, he's working on something. Like he's either a show or putting together a new collection to drop, or I don't know, just always painting, which is super inspiring and awesome. We also have this girl hugs trees. I don't know her last name. Her name's Danny, or I know her by Danny, and she does amazing like needlework. She does like I'm not sure the technical term that you would call it, needlepoint, but of her own designs. Super rad. Always positive, always very like forward thinking shit. She also made these amazing enamel pins that we have in the shop Rat Nest right now. They're gold and black enamel, hard enamel with it's like a human figure with a rose for a head, kind of a traditional flower kind of illustration of the head. Super rad, super fat pins. Great shit. We got my boy Eric Lara, who we've had episode 6 maybe when we first started. We also have a lost episode with him somewhere out in the universe. I don't know where exactly it lives these days, but if we ever figure it out, we'll release it as a bonus track.
Yeah, his episodes were super cool because he went into like detail about how to develop his film, because he's a photographer, like how he does all of his own development and stuff. And that episode taught me something for sure.
Yeah, I got the pleasure of going down there a few weeks ago and him showing me in person how to develop black and white film. This is the first roll of 35 millimeter I shot is 400 max, like just pretty standard black and white film. And he's like, these are the chemicals I use. This is the amount of time that I let things agitate in or like do things for. And it was just kind of a little breakdown. And it's crazy because in high school, I did a little bit of photography and development from film. So I was familiar with the process, but with a dark room and with trays of baths of chemicals to separate it into under like a red light. And this is all done in a little container about this big. And so you develop the film as it is, whereas I would take a photo, like I would take a photo to enlarge whatever piece I was trying to develop at that time. So it was a different process of some things I was familiar with but hadn't done in a long time.
That's
And
right.
it's awesome because you can buy the chemicals and the little, I don't know what you call it. It looks like a
It's like a
Yeti.
developer
Yeah, it
thing.
looks like a Yeti coffee cup. You know what I mean? But it's like light tight. So you do it all in a dark bag and go through the process of rinsing and throwing different chemicals on it, and you get, my pictures suck, but you get a great outcome from it. Like I said, it was my first roll of black and white. I just got an AE1 from the homie and starting to mess with it. It's like a old 35 millimeter camera, and he showed me some tricks on that too, of why some of my stuff might have been blown out. And I was using, there's an auto feature on it. It was like, just, dial it in the way you normally would with like a manual focus. So I don't know. Interesting. I don't know if that makes any sense, but.
No, that's cool. And see, that just shows too the type of people that we're having up at this. Like, they're not just artists that are looking to come up. These are like real people. We talked about Globitz. Like, he's bringing his whole family up and staying with Matt. We've got guys like Eric who invite you down and literally show you their entire process of art. Like, they're not afraid of trade secrets or this is my thing. Like, they want to just show, and they're open with it. And if you come on Saturday, it's going to be the same thing. Like, you're going to get a chance to talk to the artists. You're going to get a chance to pick their brain. If you're into that sort of thing, like, we're going to be there 6 hours. They're going to have time to talk.
Right. This isn't going to be a stand in line for anything event. This is going to be hang out, shoot the shit, ask questions, be around people that are creating on a professional level. We just talked to James McClung the other day, and he mentioned that he's going to bring an easel, like a piece he's working on, and work on it while he's doing his table. And then Chris Fontaine is going to be focusing on doing a live piece throughout the 6 hours. Another awesome artist that we had on episode 40 of the pod from San Diego, that's cruising up, bringing all his own shit, devoting his time to come up here and live paint. So I don't know, man. I'm blown away by the support that we've gotten, and I hope that everyone has a great time and that there's a good turnout and it's beneficial for the artists involved.
Oh yeah, man. I'm looking forward to, like, if for no other reason, we're going to get a chance to just hang out with all these cool ass people. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really the selling feature to this event, is like, you get to come and hang out with all kinds of different artists and vendors and just really cool people that you wouldn't have gotten an opportunity to get to know if this event wasn't happening. So I'm stoked. I guess it really is a success just if they show up and I get to hang out with them all.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna feel bad if no one shows up and it's just me and you and a handful of people hanging out. But
yeah. I mean, it's always the fear, but that's why we do things like this, to shamelessly self-promote.
Yeah.
May 28th, Rat Nest Art Fest.
We also have local vendors who are not only our friends, but friends with a lot of people around town and the surrounding communities. So I think, our friends and our family, that kind of support, that's going to be huge. And anyone that is interested in, I guess, indie art or independent creators, hopefully will get the message and come through as well. We got the local comic book shop involved, a shop called Quests in downtown Redlands. They're nice enough to get involved and have a table, as well as, throw the poster up in the window. So I hope people see the poster and actually take the time to check it out. And, it's not just directly the things we've been doing to promote it, but there's some sort of coalescing, or I don't know, like, bigger thing that comes together. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, for sure. And the shops that are around the town that we've got are like really cool, all like family owned and operated or sole proprietors. You know what I mean? That they work there themselves. These are not box stores that are coming in just to sell stuff. This is like people's heart and soul. Forever Green, our friend Bree, she runs a local plant shop that is just the best little plant shop that could have ever popped up right during COVID. Like, she saw the opportunity, she saw the need for plants, that, you know, people need plants in their lives, especially when you're stuck in the house. Like, they bring joy. I know personally, I got like 30 plants in my 100 house. So she is like, she saw a need and stepped up, and her plants are the healthiest, and she's got a variety of everything you could possibly imagine. And she's going to bring a whole bunch of stuff for that day that you'll be able to get some really cool plants. And she's so knowledgeable too about her plants. You could ask her anything. She knows what's up.
Yeah, no. And it's awesome because you're supporting a friend. Like, Bree and my wife, Nicole, have been friends since they were, I don't know, junior high. Like, it's like people that we've known forever that are doing cool shit, and we want to put that out there and promote that. Dylan Trebizo, like my boy since we were little kids, our moms worked together. He's going to be DJing and doing Smash Burger pop up. Like, Georgie Burger's been killing it. The shit, I haven't had it yet. I've literally watched it since its inception and not been able to eat one. So I'm so pumped to get my hands on a double cheeseburger. I'm trying not to eat red meat. So this is my cheat day, baby.
You know, and we've actually got some vendors locally that we haven't known forever. You know, a few of the guys and a few of the people have been, you know, friends of ours for a long time, but we've also got a beef jerky company coming out from a dude that we just met. We wandering around Redlands explaining what we were going to do when we were trying to first plan this, and just stepped into the 19th tee, awesome indoor driving range downtown Redlands. And dude's a full-on like entrepreneur. He's got multiple businesses running. Him and his partner are just crushing it. Like, they've got great heads about them, and they saw this and they recognized it as, you know, a possible opportunity as well. So they're going to be promoting their beef jerky. I don't remember the name. It's escaping me right now.
Yeah,
I'm
blanking too. Forgive me.
But that's going to be like just another cultivating relationship, you know what I mean? And I love it, you know.
Totally.
That's the whole point, is because now in 10 years we'll be able to say, yeah, I've known this guy for 10 years. We've been working together for this long, you know. And that's the type of stuff that we're trying to cultivate, is not just one-offs, but continued relationships with these artists and the local vendors and everyone. Yeah.
Yeah. And continued relationships is kind of the key, right? So anyone that tries to work for themselves, I mean, that's pretty much all you got, is continued relationships. Unless you're building something to specifically sell off and not be a part of, or be a part of to a lesser degree and let someone else take it over, all you have are the people that have been with you since the beginning, right? Like, that's how what you bring with you, that's how you come up with shit. So
sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, it's cool that we have enough friends in the community, in these communities, that are willing to do stuff with us like this.
Yeah, definitely. And it really is about building a network of people around you that want to see you succeed, and you want to see them succeed. And, you know, when you've got people in your corner and you're in their corner, you all are going to come up together and be successful.
Dude, you're wearing a Method Maker shirt right now.
Right.
I think they're traveling the farthest to be here. They're coming from the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Cruising down. They're going to have a table with a shit ton of new stickers that I'm getting done for them right now. I'm sure they'll have swag, some t-shirts and apparel as well. But I mean, Neil and Remy do a thing called Method Made Design Lab and the Method Makers, where they literally just support artists from around the world and do shows and group events and keep people in the cycle that they work with. So, you know, it's continued representation on like a different platform than you might have at your disposal.
Genius networker. Like, he knows how to have a discussion and keep somebody's interest. And then Remy, as they put it to us recently, Neil's the astronaut and Remy's mission control. You know, he's out there, he's the one searching the universe and pulling everything out, and she keeps things in line. And they work so well together, man. And every interaction that we've had with them, they get it. You know, we want to do everything, but we definitely have lives, and they are so busy running the global art network, and we're so busy with Rat Nest that we haven't been able to jump together yet, but we're trying, like, and we definitely want to get them more involved and get it more involved in what they're doing, because they're crushing it right now. Look up the Method Makers, you'll see what we're talking about, man. Neil is probably one of the more driven people that I've met in my life, or at least in this art scene that we've had, as far as just recognizing the necessity of a network, and he just pushes for it. It's kudos to him and mad respect, man.
Oh yeah. I can't. He was like, dude, you guys are doing this event. What's up? I was like, yeah, you want to make the trip? Like, kind of just dicking around. Like, yeah, if you guys want to come down, like, I'll make sure there's room for you. Because I didn't think he'd be like, yeah, I'll come down for this little event in Redlands. And sure, he's like, let's do it, dude. We'll make a trip out of it. We'll camp out in Palm Springs, kick it. So it's going to be a good time, man. It's always nice to like link up with people in person that you've been talking to as internet friends for a while,
Yeah, and dude, as we're talking right now, I'm realizing how many artists that we've been in contact with that I kind of consider friends, and I've never met them, only through Zoom and only through email correspondence and Instagram and stuff. But like we're going to have half a dozen people there that I'm going to meet for the first time in person. Like that's super cool.
Hell yeah. Yeah, man.
I'm going to get the same experience as all the people showing up.
It just goes to show you, it's like it's fun for us to do this as it is for what we hope people get out of it, right? It's like we want it to be fun for them, but ultimately it's been fun for us to do everything too. It's been a lot of headache, but it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, and the headache's totally worth it. Like the good so far outweighs the headache at this point. I'm stoked to be able to do this, and the fact that you and I have the time and the ability. I mean, we may not have the knowledge, but we're learning it as we go, trying to figure it out. But I feel blessed to be a part of this Rat Nest family and to be able to do things like this and to take on this kind of headache, quote unquote, because it's the best kind of suffering, man, is suffering that is going to pay off at the end.
Hell yeah, man. And it's funny too, because my parents like try to compliment me on all this shit. And I'm just like, you don't really mean it, because I'm not making any money. But there's some things that are like actually, validating to it, and then being like excited about the event and asking me about it, and like, oh, we're gonna be there and we're inviting our friends and your family members and stuff. And I'm like, the support is unreal. You have to take a step back sometimes and kind of like look at everything to make it come into perspective.
Definitely, man, definitely. And that being said, like, beyond just your family, beyond our own personal families, like Rat Nest has had so much support from everybody, man. It's awesome to see. The thing that I say to every single artist before they come on, I tell them, look, we're here to make you look good. We're here to make us look good. We're here to make everyone look good. We're not going to make anybody look bad. And that tone has set in Rat Nest throughout the entire podcast. And that really is our mantra. Even at the website and the online store, we're here to promote positivity and in the art community. And we're here to allow people to see the goodness and the camaraderie that actually exists among artists when they have a chance to connect.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It really is. It sounds silly and like hippie, but like it's truth.
I hope we're not sounding too weird talking about this, but we are passionate about this, as if you couldn't tell.
I wanted to mention, just to give people a little heads up, because we had mentioned Globitz. So a run of his books that we did before a couple events ago for the North Park Book Fair, sponsored by Verbatim Books in San Diego, was an order of his books that we had printed was messed up. The pages were out of, I think it's called protagonation. I could be mixing that word with another word that I don't really know, but basically the order of the pages was mixed up during the printing, and I got like 50 copies of a comic that we can't really use. And, it's not like we can unstaple and cut pages around after the fact. It just doesn't work like that. So what we decided to do was to build a little art installation wall So you'll be able to pose in front of just an 8x8 wooden wall of wheat pasted up Charles Globitz art. We might spray paint some rats on that. I don't know. I haven't even started. It could not happen. We'll see. It might be there, it might not, but it'll be a fun project, and it'll be a cool, little photo opportunity for people to check out, and also just kind of see what we're talking about when you look at his art on a bigger scale.
Yeah, that's going to be a nice backdrop for everyone to take Instagram pictures in front of.
In addition to that, I'm building some walls out of pallets that Jim gave me. We're just kind of DIY, basic, nothing fancy walls to hang art on. So all the participating vendors and artists will, have a chance to hang some stuff up. That'll be for sale. 100% of the proceeds and sales for each artist go to the artist. We're not taking cuts from that at all. So it's a good way to come out, get some original art, and support someone that's working.
Yeah, anytime you can buy art directly from the artist and they get 100% of the proceeds, do it. Yeah. It's so hard for artists to recoup 100% most of the time, especially on the level that we're at this point, because everybody that's there to help seems to want to take a cut, and that really hinders the art community. So
yeah. And to touch on, I know we're talking about this week's event, but on June 11th in San Diego, we're going to have another event for some of the artists that weren't able to come up and be involved in this one. And also the Rat Nest zine release. We'll have a bunch of copies of the new zine that's coming out to promote and sell down there. And we're doing a gallery show in Barrio Logan at one of the artist workspaces there. And that's another opportunity to come out, not put money in an artist's pocket, not a gallery's pocket. That's because right. Maybe it'll be 80-20, maybe it'll be 90-10. I don't think we've talked numbers with the artist yet, but we're going to take as little as possible to make the event happen, and everything else will go directly to the artist into their pocket to support their daily lives of, food and booze.
Food and booze.
Yeah. So
I would be remiss if we didn't mention the cocktail bar that's going to be at the spot.
Yes.
Our buddy Brian is opening up a new restaurant here in town in Redlands, and we've actually got a little preview of some of the cocktail, or I think one or two of the cocktails that he's going to be having at the new restaurant. Brian and his partner they've opened up a couple of restaurants and they have a couple of businesses here in town. They are probably some of the smartest entrepreneurs I've met in the area. They know the industry, they know how to get shit done, and they do it right. So if for no other reason than to have the first sip of one of their custom cocktails, like that's a reason to show up in and of itself.
I'm excited. I have the recipe breakdown. He sent me, I think for sure they're going to do a take on a Paloma. And then I think they're going to have another option and beer as well. It's kind of my understanding of it, but I know the Paloma recipe that I saw, it sounds delightful. I'm looking forward to drinking one that day, just to check it out. And yeah, shout out to the Overland Bar. They'll be opening up pretty soon, hopefully by the end of summer, maybe fall. I'm not sure exactly when the drop date is on the grand opening, but we get a little sneak peek at the Rat Nest Art Fest. And if it's anything like their other cocktail bars, I mean, you're not going to be disappointed. It's insane. So good. So much thought goes into it. Brian's a madman. He works for the Walker Inn behind the Normandy Club in LA the year that they won like best cocktail bar in America or some shit. I'm pretty sure that was the distinction. And, it just shows you the level that this guy's on.
Yeah, we did an interview with him. I think it was in season 1 or right at the beginning of season 2. He was one of our first in-person episodes that we did in my kitchen. Mm-hmm. And while we were here, he actually went through, made us gin fizzes, I think is what he made, and showed, or a gin smash, and showed us how to make that cocktail. And that was a lot of fun just to see him work. He explained what he was doing and why he was doing it the whole time. And we go into a lot of like how he gets his inspiration in that episode, and where he likes to derive inspiration from, and how he became so successful at what he's doing. So that would be a great episode to check out if you're interested in, the local restaurant and bar scene.
Yeah, dude, he's a madman. Actually, he's currently getting more inspiration as we speak. I think he's in Amsterdam or Copenhagen. He's on a food fest. I know he went to like Nobu, or not Nobu, Noma, and it's just, he's on another level, dude. Kid's a pro.
And the motivation that he has, and his partner too, they understand the necessity of going to these places and checking it out rather than just reading about it and trying to recreate it. Brian talks about going all over the world. They were going to Thailand and getting recipes from the street vendors that he opened up the local Thai food restaurant. It was just incredible, the detail that they put in, detail too, but the attention to detail, that's what I'm getting at.
And the fact that Ryan goes down there, like we talk about it in episode, look at Ryan Burke's episode. He's the co-owner of some of these restaurants and also Parliament Chocolate. And he went to South America to source the beans from family-owned farms and make sure that people were getting paid what they deserved to. And that, it was, I don't know, copacetic and like positive for everyone involved in the experience. You'll hear a fun story about him watching a Dodgers game, like on the Amazon River at a brothel on a 10-inch TV for the playoffs. It's fun. It's exciting. It's like the shit that we read about or fantasize about doing, like world traveling. These guys actually go do it and figure it out for themselves.
Yeah, and I'm thinking right now, I might have been speaking out of turn. I know they work together a lot, but I'm not 100% sure if they're doing the overland together. So we may have just grouped together two friends in a conversation that we didn't mean to. So if that's the case, sorry, Brian. Sorry, Ryan. We didn't mean to do any of that. But I think that they're in it together.
Yeah. Man. That's, in addition to that, we have
you're tabling. You're going to have your own art available, Matt Paramo art.
I believe I will have a table, unless it, for whatever reason, I should have a table. If anything happens where we need an extra table for someone, mine will be the first to go. But I don't think it's gonna matter. You know what I mean?
Well, I know the guys at the Rat Nest booth. We could probably share a table with you.
Yeah, I figure I could just buddy up.
Yeah,
dude. We got I'll have zines available. I'm gonna have a couple paintings. I'll probably hang a painting on the art walls we were talking about. I think that's all I really have right now. I don't have a ton of stuff. I've spent this last year and a half not creating that much, to be honest with you. A few new paintings and a few zines, but that's all I've been able to work on while I've been involved with all this other stuff.
Well, sometimes you got to shift your weight to other things.
Yeah, that's cool. And if I get the lightning strike, if I get that moment of where I feel like I have to do something, I usually do it still. So it's not to say I haven't created anything. I just it's slowed down a little bit.
Well, your new zine will be available that day, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Shameless self-promotion.
I'll have a couple zines, couple old zines. I have a couple of issues of the collab with Hank Simmons zine that we did last year or in the beginning of this year. And I have 2 new ones besides that. I think that's it.
And then, we have another zine vendor too, Moonbow.
Yeah, so that's my boy Luna. He's from San Diego. We worked together at Stella. It was like a coffee shop / wood fire pizza spot. Dude is like, to the truest form, just like natural at it. I haven't painted with him, but I've seen him do little things while we work together that I was like, oh my God, dude, like effortlessly, like molding a little ball of clay into like a dragon in 45 seconds, or like just doodles that I'm like, all right, that looks effortlessly genius. You know what I mean? And he's starting this zine, just got it going. He's like working on the first wave of it. And so, I would have been stupid not to invite him to come table and have everyone check it out because his work's dope.
Yeah, I'm pumped to be able to thumb through that thing, man. His work is super rad.
Super fun, like very like cartoony and like lighthearted, but just I don't know. I like the line quality. I like everything about it. Like you could tell that he has experience, even though it looks like something simple. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. That's like the true art talent we're talking about right now, or not true, but the most common, what people think of a talented artist, like, oh, he can mold something into a sculpture instantly or have a doodle that just looks perfect. People aspire to become that. Like they work just to be able to get there. When people are talented like that, it blows my mind.
Yeah, dude. And motherfucker knows pizza and coffee like the back of his hand. He could throw pies. He can do latte, He's all about it.
I'm sure it took a hell of a lot of work to get there, but like it's proof that if you just keep trying, you're going to get it. Some people have the natural talent, so it takes a little bit shorter time, but no matter what, you keep at it, you're going to succeed in that art.
Yeah, man.
It's a trip to see how many different styles of art we have on this list too. Cause like we've been talking about the artists and the comic books and then also the vendors, like we've got vintage clothing like shop there and that's like its own art form in itself. Like you talk to some of these vintage collectors, they're going to estate sales, they're going to garage sales, they have to literally know exactly what they're looking for because everybody else that's not in that vintage world will overlook a pair of denim that they're going to buy at a garage sale for $5 and not realize that it's like vintage and they can go sell it for $150 or something like that. Like that is an artistic talent in and of itself, just to have that eye and have the know-how of like, oh, this is what people want right now.
Yeah, I admire people that could do that. It's like the same as almost like comic book collecting or record collecting. 100%. It's like knowing what you're looking for and putting in the time to sort through those boxes or piles or racks of stuff and, get a couple awesome pulls out of it. So yeah, shout out Cassie at Bury Me at Vintage on Instagram. She'll be doing her thing. She'll have a ton of secondhand stuff that's just killer.
Yeah, that eye is just as much of a trip to me to be able to like see that and have that eye. It's the same as having the eye for perspective in painting or drawing or having a business mind to see an idea and capitalize on it and start a business. That it all in that same vein.
Yeah, it's DIY shit. Yeah, it's like you said, it's all in the same vein. It's like, I don't know, that drive to do something for yourself and not have any bosses and then to do it right. Because, I mean, anyone can start something, but how far it gets is up to the attention and time they put into it,
100%. And that's why we're trying to build this network the way that we are, because like we said earlier, the more people you got in your corner, the more successful you're going to be and the quicker you're going to be successful, man. Like I do see this as being just the beginning and just the start of Ratness being able to help so many more artists and so many more people than just the ones we're connected with right now. Looking
forward. Yeah, man, this is the first show. So, it's only going to get bigger and better from here. I'm excited / just exhausted from doing things.
Yeah.
It's tough, putting everything together, coordinating with a bunch of people, trying to keep on top of it and keep people updated, trying to promote, trying to get, like you said, like the setup, like we had the logistics of the day, how many tables are going to go on what walls and who's setting up where and how it's all going to flow and come together. And then, hoping it doesn't suck.
Yeah. Hoping people show up.
Yeah. So it's been a lot. I'm ready for this one to be over. Like we got a week. We got to push hard and promote and get all our stuff in line so it's set up and runs smooth the day of. But man, breathe a little sigh of relief once this day is done.
I agree, man. You've been pushing hard. We've been doing a lot, and on top of all of this, we've still been doing the podcasting and getting that all together. So after we get these next couple episodes recorded and we get through this weekend, I think both of us are going to take a nice, well-deserved little break.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's fun. It's really fun to do all this. It just it is a lot. It is a lot of work and a lot of time and effort goes into it beyond just sitting here and talking to each other for an hour or whatever.
You know, the beautiful thing, though, and you'll agree with this, we kind of get this way at the end of every season. It's like starts to get exhausting and it starts to get trying. And then we take a couple of weeks off and both of us are like, yo, you ready to get back into it? Like I got this person on the line. They want to do an interview and we're both excited. Like, yeah, let's get back to Thursdays. You know, it's
totally.
Awesome.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's a, reset. It's like recharging your batteries. It's like anything. It's like take a week off work and you might want to go back to work.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. It just shows that we care about it, bro. It means something to us.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's gonna be great. I'm super stoked. The dog is barking at the pool cleaner right now. Hey,
cool.
Stop barking, Dottie. You're fine. You see it every day.
So good to see her back up and running and chasing that thing.
Yeah, she's about it. She's moving around pretty good, man. She's getting a lot better. So it's good.
Good.
So shoot, man. Yeah, let's I'm trying to think if there's anything we didn't cover that we should address for the show or if there's anything we should mention for upcoming stuff, but just May 28th, Redlands, California, June 11th. That's a Saturday as well in Barrio Logan in San Diego, right directly across from Salud and next to Border X. Yeah. I think that's pretty much it. 12 to 6 on Saturday.
Hold up. I put this off to last because I wanted to spend some time on it. We're about to jump out and I didn't ever mention it. We got Rasta Socks in the house.
Oh, yeah.
Our boy, Zach, we've known him since I met him in high school. Matt's known him probably since the same or middle school. So
middle school, dude. Sixth grade, baby.
20 plus years knowing this cat. One of the realest, coolest motherfuckers I know. Like Rasta Socks has a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
Just from dude's a rock star. I love him. And one of the most humble guys I know too, man. And he's going to be spinning music. He's got a lot of underground hip hop that he's going to be playing. He actually produced one of my hip hop albums that never got released. I had an entire 10-track album with him. And he produced every song on it. We worked really closely together on that and then never really got put out. So I think he might actually be throwing a couple of those tracks in there. I think he's going to bring out another one of his homies that's a super talented MC from LA. So he's going to be doing a couple of tracks with him throughout the day. Yeah. It's just going to be an awesome day of like good underground music. And while Zach, aka Rasta Socks, plays like a lot of underground hip hop. We got Papa Trebizio, dude's doing Georgie Burger. He's also going to be switching out DJ sets throughout the day so they don't, burn themselves out too much. And he's got a cool, eclectic music style. His music that he plays goes stuff that your pops would listen to all the way up to new stuff. So it's going to be a variety of music that'll be penetrating your ears throughout the day too. So you might want to come back at different times to get different parts of the music.
Shout out Zach Yates, aka DJ Rasta Socks. That's my boy. We've been friends, like you said, since we were like in junior high. Was just like a punk rock kid. He was like the punk rock kid at the middle school, and like obviously we gravitated towards each other and would just hold court, like, just shoot the shit and hold court on the bleachers like every day. Try not to do anything at PE. You know what you do in junior high. Just try to, I don't know, impress girls that didn't like us. We were like the nerds, you know what I mean?
Yeah, one of the most fun podcast interviews we did for sure, because it was like a whole day. He came out, we got lunch, did the interview, we went out to dinner, we went out to all the bars. Like we had such a good time because it had been a while since we all got to kick it. So Yeah,
There,
that was fun.
there's secret footage somewhere of that too, where we went to the bars and stuff and we were filming. And that's when we started throwing around the idea of doing like a getting ratty with like a show where we just go out and highlight different establishments while we get drunk.
Yeah.
And it still might happen somewhere
Yeah.
down the line.
That
But,
seed's been planted, but it hasn't sprouted yet.
yeah, but that was the beginning of it. And that was like the idea for it was just us going out with friends and having a good time and like filming it. It's like, I liken it to, I think I told you this, to check out that show on Vice, like on YouTube. It's called Chef's Night Out.
Mm-hmm.
And they just highlight different restaurants and then they just go out and party. It's a good time. If you're into like the food and drink culture and the restaurant industry, it relates very heavily to you. Like, those people,
Yeah. And that was like impromptu. Zach came out and we're like, hey, we kind of have this idea. Like, do you care if Jim films the entire night? And bro, I had the lights on him. By the time we were walking, he was like, dude, can you get the fuck out of my face with the goddamn camera? Good time. But yeah, shout out Rasta Socks. Shout out every single one of the artists and vendors that's going to be there. All the shops. Like, I love you guys. I thank you for supporting us. And we hope to offer you as much, if not more, support from the Rat Nesters, and know that we got your back in anything you need.
Hell yeah. And yeah, this was just an episode of shameless promotions for ourselves, but we'll be back next week with episode 56 with Hannibal Gerald, amazing, talented zine maker and artist out of Pittsburgh. We had a good conversation with her this last week.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, this has been another episode of the Rat Nest Podcast. You can catch us every week on YouTube for video and anywhere you stream your podcast for the audio. Go to ratneststickerco.com for shirts, zines, stickers, and more. Go to our event May 28th in Redlands from noon to 6 p.m. 131 Cajon Street, Masonic Lodge Hall. I don't know, whatever you call it. Lodge Hall. Hall Lodge.
Holla, 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 holla,
Holla, holla, holla, holla, holla. All right, dude. I'll see you
later on, bro.
Later, brother.